Before the episode begins...
It's episode day!
Okay. Don't tell them all the secrets. Okay, before the episode begins...
It's about Doctor Who!
Okay, we'll get to that. Right, we record months ago. We recorded this months ago, and we've
Millions
got a
of years.
not millions of years.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Not
Very far away.
wrong franchise.
What?
That's
Say what?
Star Wars, not Doctor Who. And we've got a good lead time in these episodes, not as strong a lead time as Amazing Spider-Man Classics, who've got a 5-year lead
What
time.
are you talking about?
Another podcast recorded the episodes
We're
they've just
doing
released.
this one.
They've recorded episodes they've just released now 5 years ago. That's a queer lead time.
Boo-hoo. Wait, so they're doing ones that are just out now, but they're 5 million years ago.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, since we've recorded this episode, we've been to Cardiff and we were at the Doctor Who experience. We were there on holiday, and we're going to talk about that later on in this episode. We're going to add it to the very end.
Later on in a galaxy far, far away.
So we've added stuff that we recorded after we were at the Doctor Who experience. So stick around after the credits at the end, and you'll hear us.
Credit.
And you'll hear us talk about it. Okay, so let's get back to the episode, and in a couple of seconds you'll hear our past.
Let's get back to the past.
We're back to the past, back to our past selves as we talk when we were slightly less mature. I'm Mark Adams, and welcome to episode 4 of Marksmess, where my daughters Charlotte and Catherine...
Hello. Good day.
And we're going to look at the world of geekery using the alphabet as our guide. If you would like to contact us, you can contact us via email at...
mymarksmess@gmail.com
or on Twitter at
Marksmess Podcast without the team.
on the webpage marksmesspodcast.blogspot.com, or on Facebook, give us a like at Marksmess Podcast. This time it's the letter D, and we'll talk about Doctor...
Who?
Yes, Doctor Who. Yes, that's a great idea. I tell you what, each of us think about our 5 favourite things about Doctor Who, and we'll choose different categories, and we'll do it that way. That sound is Catherine thinking.
No, it's Catherine pretending to think.
Yes, she's humming. Hum. Okay, each of us are going to pick a category and pick our top 5 of it. I'm going to talk about my top 5 companions, assistants, whatever you want to call them. Then Charlotte will pick her top 5...
Monsters.
Her top 5 monsters, and Catherine will pick her top 5...
11th Doctor Funny Bunny Moon.
Funny Bunny Moans from the 11th Doctor, yes. So let's get straight into this. Do that again. Let's get straight into this. Okay. Sound effects by Catherine. Okay, here's my top 5 companions. Now, some of them will be the classic era, some of them will be the modern era.
What does era mean? Is it like your ear and ah?
It's a time frame.
Time.
Okay. My first is Mickey Smith. An unusual choice, you may think.
Mickey Mouse.
No, Mickey Smith.
Is this middle name Mouse by any chance?
I don't think so.
Mickey Mouse.
He came into it in the episode Rose and was in it periodically until the end of time, which is an episode.
I remember him.
He was the boyfriend of Rose, so he was in the first episode. He started off being a bit of a coward. Then
Coward?
Eventually in
Coward.
Coward.
Oh, I thought you said
Coward.
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 Okay, I got it. He started off being a bit of a scaredy cat.
Ah! Coward.
And
You're a coward.
Shush. Not helping. But the thing I like about him, he had a story arc. He had a development. He started off being a bit of a scaredy cat in the first season. He wouldn't travel with the Doctor. Then the second season, he felt left out, and he did travel with him. Then he got left behind, or he decided to stay behind in the parallel universe with the Cybermen on it.
Why?
Because he felt he didn't fit in. It was he felt his term was he was a tin dog, as in K9. I like the fact he had a story arc, and it's very unusual to find a companion with a story arc. If you think about modern companions like...
What does the story arc mean?
Actually, there is no companion at the moment, which is really boring.
Okay, modern companions like...
The most modern one is Clara Oswald.
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 Osborne.
Oh, Osborne.
I thought it was Oswald.
Yes, Oswald!
Oh, that's probably think of Scooby-Doo.
Yes, you probably are.
Because there's somebody called something Osborne or something.
Okay. Anyway, think about Clara. Clara starts off as this feisty young woman who's determined for adventure and all that, and she ends up as this feisty young woman who's determined for adventure. There's no real change in her. If you think about, I don't know who else, Amy Pond, a feisty young woman looking for adventure, and she ends up as a feisty married woman looking for adventure. So there's no real change in them. Mickey had a change in them. I remember in the old... With a child who's called?
River Song.
Or?
Why isn't her last name Pond?
Well, River could be a pond.
River Pond.
So it was...
Was it called
it was Melody Pond was what the ponds named her. And
Wait, what was Rory's last name?
Hello.
Is it not Pond?
No. What was his last name before he got married? It wasn't Pond because the doctor said in Gallifrey or something that they used a woman's last name or something. The doctor turned up to the wedding and then he said, "Oh, you'll be Mr. and Mrs. Pond now." And Rory tried to explain that it didn't work like that, but the doctor insisted.
Okay. No, I don't. That's a good question, and we'll look it up later on.
Well done.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Well done.
Okay, so there have been older characters that have had story arcs. Turlough is the one from the Fifth Doctor era. That's a time period. This is so being put off. Anyway, so number 5 is Mickey Smith. Number 4 might be a bit controversial. Number 4 is K9.
Yay!
Yeah, K9. I think we like K9. We discussed this earlier on. Charlotte thought K9 should be up at the top.
Yeah,
But
should be number one.
K9 didn't really have a story arc.
But he's so cute!
Yes, I agree, he's cute. And if you think about Doctor Who, you think about long scarves, K9, jelly babies, and fez hats.
And
I don't think of jelly babies, I think of Jeremy Dodgers.
Jeremy Dodgers.
And I think of fish fingers and cups.
And we'll come to that.
And Scooby would probably like him.
Yeah, K9. I mean, I remember making a K9 of my own when I was young with a box and a knitting needle as his tail.
Which you stole from your mother, I'm guessing?
You should do a toothbrush for a tail.
Why a toothbrush?
Because in a book, when I was little, about 5 then, there's a book called The Robo Dog or The Robot Dog or
And
something.
you were about 7, not 5.
About 5.
Great.
Okay.
And then it was about a boy and a girl, and they wanted a dog, but then their dad was allergic to dogs, like you. And then every time he patted a dog, then he would like sneeze and all. And then so their mum made a robot dog, and then it had a toothbrush for a tail.
He came in the Tom Baker Doctor story Invisible Enemy, and he left in Warrior's Gate, but he has been remade several times. Sarah Jane Smith was given K9, and then she was given another K9 when that K9 was destroyed.
So it's K9, so the K9.2.
Yeah, Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, however many there have been.
But it's not called Mark, it's called K9.
I'm going to leave that one there if anybody wants to write in and explain that. Pin it.
What does that mean?
Charlotte will explain that. Poop. You know, miming it doesn't help on the podcast. Anyway.
You need to pin it.
So, that's number 4 is K9. Number 3 is the aforementioned Sarah Jane Smith. Sarah Jane Smith came in with the third Doctor in Time Warrior, and she remained for the next Doctor, Tom Baker, and she left in the Hand of Fear. The Doctor was going to Gallifrey, and no humans were allowed there at that time, so he dropped her off at what he thought was her home, and ended up being Inverness, which is like hundreds of miles away from London. which is typical. And she came back in School Reunion, sort of the first, along with K9.
Was it the 10th Doctor?
The 10th Doctor.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember you had to fix K9.
Now, Sarah Jane Smith, she was a wee bit before my time, but there was an anniversary special, 20 years of the Doctor Who, and it was the 5 Doctors, and she was one of the companions brought back for that. So she has been with, because of the 5 Doctors, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th Doctor.
She was in the 1st as well?
Because he was in the 5 Doctors. The 10th Doctor, the 11th Doctor. She's had almost as many Doctors as the Brigadier. I'll come back to that some other time.
And there's the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Sarah Jane Adventures. We enjoyed the Sarah Jane Adventures a lot. It was very much Doctor Who. It wasn't very kiddie. It wasn't sort of talking down to kids, but there was a Sonic lipstick, was a bit silly. But you guys liked that. And
it wasn't silly.
And it had K9. Do you remember the name of the children?
No.
There was there was one of them, her son.
Her adopted son?
Who was actually like some alien or something, called Luke, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then there was a boy and another girl, but there was 2 girls, but one of them left, and then another one came.
Yeah, the second one that came was called Rani, and she was from...
That was it, yeah.
She was from sort of Mid-Asian...
Mid-Asian?
Ancestry, sort of India, Pakistan. I wasn't entirely sure. Her name was Rani, which is a traditional name out there, but the Doctor had an enemy, another Time Lord called the Rani. So that led to a lot of speculation. Anyway, Sarah Jane was number 3. Number 2... Yes?
What does speculation mean?
Making up things before you know the full facts. And knowing you don't know the full facts.
Jumping to conclusions?
Yeah. Okay, I mean, the next one is Jamie McCrimmon. So he's in black and white episodes. He came in the second Doctor's second episode, The Highlanders, and he left in the second Doctor's last adventure, War Games. He was from the 1800s, and he wore a kilt, and he was from the Highlands of Scotland, so he was a bit of a warrior.
Did he wear pants under his kilt? Because some people don't wear pants under their kilt.
You know what? I never asked.
Hello, do you wear pants under your kilts?
Okay, you do, you know. Oh.
Yeah, because in Brave, then they didn't wear pants under their kilts.
Have you seen Brave?
No. We've got a DVD of it.
Oh, Brave. I thought you meant Braveheart. Sorry. Anyway, that's okay. I'll edit that bit out. Anyway, I like him because he was very much on the Doctor's level. Even though he didn't understand any of the technology or anything like that, he was... it was a bit like... I best describe it as a Shaggy and Scooby-Doo relationship. Where they were both, these two...
Scared of cats?
A wee bit scared, but also because they were scared, they were very brave. You can only be truly brave if you're scared.
What?
Well, if you're not scared of something, how can you be brave?
You can't.
Exactly.
So like, if it's like Charlotte going up to a giant banana and eating it.
How is that brave, may I ask?
Because you're scared of bananas.
I'm not scared of bananas.
Okay. Right, so my number 1 companion is Frobisher. Frobisher never appeared in the TV show. He appeared, first of all, in the comic books.
Comic books of Doctor Who?
Yes!
I thought you were going to say Davros.
With the 6th Doctor. Davros wasn't a companion.
I know.
He was an enemy.
But then he became friends, and then he became the enemy.
He only pretended to be friends.
Then he became friends.
Anyway, Frobisher was a shifter who was hired to find the Doctor, but he befriended the Doctor instead.
Basically, like what those sticky things with those sucky things and the gooey things.
Well, no, he wasn't sticky and he was like a potato face.
Was he a
Sontaran? No, he wasn't. No, I just maybe I should have brought the comic to show you. Anyway, he decided that he would travel with the Doctor in the shape of a penguin.
Why?
Because for personal reasons.
What was the personal reasons?
Well, in the comics I have, it didn't say, but I've been doing some research.
Research?
It's
Which is always good.
Yes, because his either ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, liked to remain in the form of a penguin. So he did that to remember her.
Ex-girlfriend or ex-wife could shapeshift as well?
Yes, there were withadrolls, which is a species that can change shape. You know, he's been a hamburger, he was a bath, he was the console of the TARDIS, but he decided for most of it to remain as a penguin. He was hilarious. Honestly, really funny.
So,
he
went a penguin because his ex-girlfriend / wife was a penguin.
She wasn't a penguin, she was a shapeshifter who liked to be a penguin.
So basically, that explains that...
Why is that the most bizarre thing in all this?
Basically, that explains that he didn't break up with his girlfriend / wife. The woman did.
Yes, okay, I'll go there. I still can't believe we're spending so much time on the fact that it was because of his ex-girlfriend wife. Anyway, he is the one character that I want to see on the TV show. Okay. Even a reference to him would be brilliant. They've done this with other...
Is the actor not dead by now?
Well, there was no actor. He was drawn. No, he has appeared in one of the books and 2 of the audio adventures. The Big Finish audio adventures.
But you would need to get the person that sounds the same then.
Well, he can sound whatever he wants. He's a shapeshifter. I'm sure his voice would change. But he started off as a private detective and just became this fun-loving penguin. Who wouldn't want a penguin to travel time and space with them? If you were going to travel time and space, what animal would you want to travel with you?
Banana.
A banana. Are you obsessed with bananas?
Probably like a chimpanzee.
I would want a big marshmallow.
Okay, again, that's not an animal. Bananas and marshmallows aren't animals. Remember the time we went to the zoo and we went to the marshmallow enclosure?
Yeah.
No, you don't, because we didn't do that.
I can't remember the last time I went to the zoo. It was probably like on...
It took us ages to convince... It took us ages to convince the zookeepers to let you out. They thought you'd escaped. Okay. Right, that is my top 5. Just to go, starting for 5, of companions: Mickey Smith, K9, Sarah Jane Smith, Jamie McCrimmon, and Frobisher.
Stop right there.
Okay, Charlotte, now your top 5. Remind us again what your top 5 is.
Can I just say something? What's Maheba share for you?
The Bible, probably.
Alright, probably.
Monsters.
Doctor Who monsters. Okay, you haven't got them in any sort of order.
No.
Okay.
Because I think it's offensive to them.
Nope, that's fair enough. We do not want to offend the monsters.
Yeah, because then they might come around. For you laughing at them, you might get killed by them.
Yeah, exactly.
And the first one is the adipose, the little squishy balls of fat that is so cute.
Yes, and they first appeared in Partners in Crime.
In 2008.
2008.
That's 2 years after I was born.
2 years when you were 2. Wow. No, they were little bits of fat. They actually weren't really monsters. They were just cute wee babies.
I count them as monsters.
Okay.
And their home planet was Adipose 3.
Ah.
I wonder what happened to Adipose 1 and 2. My next one is the underwater spaceman.
Okay.
And underwater astronaut.
Where was that from?
The episode Under the Lake / Before the Flood.
That's
Series 9.
Season 9, episodes 9 and 10?
3 and 4.
Is that the one where Doctor Who turns into like ghost thing?
That is indeed.
Oh, that was so scary.
So why did you choose them?
Because it was just quite scary and it was cool.
It was quite spooky indeed. Next one.
The next one is the Peg Dolls, who first appeared in The Night Terrors 2011.
Okay.
And their home planet is unknown.
That was Series 6, Episode 9?
And they're scary.
Yep. They were like so cool.
And scary.
What made them so cool and scary?
Well, the story was basically, if you can't remember, was this wee boy kept on having nightmares. Because he had a doll's house in his wardrobe, and there's little peg dolls in it, and when in his nightmares he goes into the doll's house, and everyone that gets touched with the dolls turns into one of the dolls, and he doesn't see them he doesn't see them in reality.
I think one of the things Doctor Who does well is make everyday things scary, and we'll come up with, I think there's another one on your list that does that. I mean, you've both got dolls. Mm-hmm. If they were monsters. Catherine's not going to sleep tonight. They should do one with stuffed toys, because she's got hundreds of them.
My fourth one is the Mummy on the Train from episode Mummy on the Train.
So, Mummy on the Orient Express.
Series 8, episode 8.
Yeah. So that one had Frank Skinner in it, which I quite enjoyed. He's a comedian.
Comedian. Oh, okay. I don't know who he is.
What's a comedian?
But it was really cool. It was really cool because everybody that was like, the mummy like stared at you when you were sitting there, and then I can't remember what happened to them.
And then, like, no matter how fast you run or where you run it would just appear in front of you, and only you could see it, nobody else could see it, so nobody could help you.
And when you saw it, you were going to die.
Yeah.
Ah.
And then when it came to you, then you died.
Okay.
And there's one man in the kitchen, and then he told all other people, but they never listened because they couldn't see it, and then he died.
Yeah. And then my last one is the empty child.
It's scary.
This was... I remember watching this when it came out. We were spooked.
Are you my mummy?
I just watched it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Are
so
you
that
my
that was...
mummy?
No, you're not.
Are you my mummy?
No.
That was series 1 of the new series. Episode, what? 9 and 10?
Yep, looks like it.
And that was the first episodes with Captain Jack Harkness.
That one was really good.
It's scary.
It was.
And it turns out
freaky.
his so-called sister, bunny ears, was his actual mummy.
Yeah.
Are you
And
my mummy?
No, and everybody he touched had a mask on.
Yeah, because it was a virus.
They just came out of their mouth just like.
And then they had a scar on their hand. And then there's a doctor who's curing all of them. And then when the doctor who left, then he got
Yeah, because he was played by Richard Wilson.
Scary.
Oh, that's all of them.
That's all of them. Okay.
In no particular order.
Countdown in no particular order. The first one.
The adipose.
The second one.
The underwater beastman.
The third one.
The peg dolls.
The fourth one.
The mummy on the train.
And in no particular order, the fifth one.
Are you my mummy?
No.
Brilliant.
Liar. Are
you my mummy?
No, I want to be. Ha!
Now for Catherine. Catherine, what did you choose again? Yours was the 11th Doctor funny moment. You really liked the 11th Doctor, didn't you? Okay, that panting means yes. So let's go through some of your favourite moments with the 11th Doctor.
He eats fish fingers and custard.
That was in his first episode, the 11th Hour.
And I don't even like fish fingers.
Do you like custard?
Yes.
You do like fish fingers.
I don't
You
like
eat them sometimes.
What about chicken nuggets and custard?
They probably wouldn't taste nice together.
I've got friends who have had it. In fact, I've got a friend who had a birthday cake that was fish fingers and custard. Well, the fish fingers was really cake, done in breadcrumbs.
But still.
Okay, so
What
it's all.
did it taste like?
It tastes like cake because it was cake made to look like it. Okay, next, Catherine.
He randomly goes into people's houses.
And they're still talking about the 11th Hour here, where he just wanders into Amy's house. He crash lands into her shed. Yeah, and he goes in. Good job too, because she had a crack in her wall. Mm-hmm. And it's a good job that crack was sorted, else the whole series would have been about a crack in the wall. Which it was.
Once they were having dinner, and then he went in and he put clothes on, but there was actually a hologram, so everybody saw him naked.
Yes, the hologram clothes from Time of the Doctor, which is the 2013 Christmas one. Yeah, and that was his last one. So Clara was also in hologram clothes. Is that sad? That was the last one? Yeah, he had a good run. I liked him.
He was the best in my opinion.
In your opinion? Yeah, he was your first Doctor. Your first Doctor is always special.
The first Doctor was
Yes, but
Halfway through the
you
10th.
were halfway through the 10th. You have to have your start of your first Doctor. It just can't be your first Doctor. It has to be. You have to own your Doctor from the very start. You two watched his very first episode with your cousins.
Did we?
Yeah.
In England.
No, over here they were over, and you were all watching it.
I remember they brought the Mario game, but now we've got it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
You really?
I don't remember.
Really?
That's okay.
I don't
Okay.
remember.
Oh, he talked to a baby.
He can talk baby
He
language.
could probably talk dog.
He can talk horse.
How'd you know?
Oh, don't be so rude. Because there was in an episode that he could talk horse.
Can he talk Smurf?
He's never met the Smurfs.
Smurfity, Smurfity, Smurf, Smurf, Smurf. Poo.
If you're
Don't
gonna,
be so rude.
such blue language. Because that was in the episode closing time, where Alfie was the baby. I think he preferred to be something else, and that was season 6, episode 12.
I don't know, something of the galaxy.
Yes,
Commander of the
Commander of the Galaxy or something like that. Okay, and the last one,
He talks about anything.
and flaps about,
And
waving his
what?
hand,
He's
waving his
like-
hands all over the place.
He was like,
Oh, well,
no, we need to do
no,
this.
it's tiny
no,
whiny
these
stuff.
are nice.
He talks a lot of timey-wimey
Well,
stuff.
timey-wimey came from the 10th Doctor. There's a great scene in the 50th anniversary one where the 11th Doctor says timey-wimey. The War Doctor says, where does he get it from? The 10th Doctor goes, oh, I've got no idea. But he started it. Right, so let's go these in any particular order.
Number 1.
Fish fingers and custard.
Number 2.
He randomly goes into somebody's house.
Number 3.
He has a naked hologram thingamajigger.
Number 4.
He talked to a baby.
Number 5.
He talks all about anything strange.
Okay, thank you very much, girls. After our break... Right, stop it. So after break, we're going to come back and we're going to do a bit of a story time with a slight difference. It's a bit
What
of
do
a
you mean
cheat.
slight?
Well, you'll find out in a couple of adverts time. So
What adverts are they?
for different podcasts,
Any
So
Professor Allen's?
listen to the adverts listen to the promos for different podcasts. And Charlotte's just asked for one for Professor Allen because
Because he's our friend and our buddy.
friend and our buddy.
Buddy!
So we'll play another couple as well. See you after the break.
Goodbye, people.
See ya after the break.
While attending a demonstration in radiology, student Peter Parker was bitten by a spider which had accidentally been exposed to radioactive rays. Through a miracle of science, Peter soon found that he had gained the arachnid's powers and had, in effect, become a human spider. Stan Lee presents
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Welcome to Amazing Spider-Man Classics, where every month I and some friends will be discussing every book, every guest appearance, and every cameo we can find of our favorite web-slinger, the Amazing Spider-Man. Are you tired of arguing over whether Ben Reilly should have taken over the webs? Do you grow weary of the brand new day with all its controversy? Then return with us to the early days. Return with us to the classics. Amazing Spider-Man Classics at AmazingSpiderman.Libsyn.com.
To him, life is a great big hang-up. Wherever there's a hang-up, you'll find the Spider-Man.
When you think of podcasts about religion, you probably think of this.
But at least one religion podcast sounds more like this.
I kick ass for the Lord.
Dorkness to Light is a relatively geeky production in which Alan and Emily discuss topics of faith, religion, and spirituality.
But we do so through the lens of pop culture, like movies, TV, and comic books. Because we're nerds.
Our primary focus will be on Christianity, because that's what we know best. but all religious content is on the table.
Well, think about it, Scully. From vampirism to Catholicism.
This is an occasional cast, to be recorded and released as the mood strikes, with topics ranging from in-depth reviews to personal rants about some small aspect of theology or church history. Because we're theological nerds.
If these topics interest you, check out dorknesstolight.blogspot.com for our more regular content.
Or dorknesstolight.tumblr.com for our more irregular content. Memes and puns mostly. My bad.
Dorkness to Light.
Often irreverent, rarely sacrilegious.
Okay, welcome back. Are you sitting comfortably?
I don't know, she just punched me.
I am now.
Okay, good. Right, instead of a story time, what we're going to do is show you a video. Now, there's a thing called fan fiction.
Wait, can't we show them if they can only listen?
I'm showing it to you two.
Oh, right.
There's a thing called fan fiction. That means anybody, anywhere can make up stories about things. Now, whether you publish it or not is another thing. So you could write a story about Doctor Who, and that would be fan fiction. And there's lots of people out there who have done it. Have you heard of Stephen Moffat?
Nope.
Stephen Moffat is the showrunner of Doctor Who at the moment. So he's the big boss, the one who writes a lot of the series, decides what way the series is going to go. He started off as fan fiction. And have you ever seen the Doctor Who with Mr. Bean as Doctor Who?
No.
I must let you see it. It was done for a comic relief one year when Doctor Who wasn't on the air, so it was fan fiction. There's nothing in it that's affected the series at all.
Why would Mr. Bean be on it?
Because the actor was on it, Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So there's different people. There's been people who did audio dramas of Doctor Who. There's quite a few out there. There's people who've written wee stories you can find on the net. And there's a few videos of this. This is a wonderful thing. If anybody wants to look this up, pause the podcast now and look up the animated adventures of Doctor Who on YouTube. This I think is fantastic. We'll play it through once, let the girls react to it, and then we'll play it through a wee bit slower and talk about a few things in it. Okay, so here we go, starting now.
There's a little squishy things!
I think that's fantastic. Would you
Is that
watch?
all?
That's it. No, it's fan fiction. It is not a whole series of this. If that was on TV, would you watch it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would as well. I think it's great. It's by a guy called Stephen Byrne, and he's done quite a few things like this of different characters. I think it's fantastic. Let's have a slower watch through, and we'll do a commentary of it. Okay, I'm going to stop every now and again. It starts off black and white, and it starts to show the doctors in the hexagonal panels. And when it gets to the third doctor, it goes into colour, so you can see them all.
He looks like Hans!
Eighth doctor looks like Hans from Frozen. Okay, recognize those three?
He just looks weird.
I think he looked
Why
weird.
has he got purple hair? Wait, who's he?
Sorry, that's 11.
Ooh!
Yeah, your favourite.
That's an adipose!
It looks like a marshmallow.
It's an adipose!
Doctor's running along with an adipose, and the head of the Cyberman that was with the Doctor in the time of the Doctor.
Before you start it,
Adipose.
It looks like a marshmallow.
It does.
But it's so cute!
So cute.
I just ate it.
Okay, and then Jenna Coleman is running the other way with K9 and being chased by the army Dalek from Daleks in London, wherever it was called. Okay, and she's got a question mark on her coat. That's a very, very... That's a symbol of Doctor Who.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, flying through... TARDIS flying through.
Go back a wee bit.
Yep.
There's the eye thing from the crack.
Okay. And we've got the full... What do you call them?
Weeping Angels.
The Weeping Angels.
And we've got the Weeping Angels.
And the silence.
And the
the
silence.
adipose,
I like the way
adipose.
she looks away and she can't remember them. That's
just
just a...
goes like- And then it goes like...
And they're being shot at here. And there's a
Wait,
very Scooby-Doo moment here with the suit of armour with eyes in it.
wait, I've got a question.
Yes.
Why is the adipose following them?
I don't know.
Because it's so
cute. It's
And it's a marshmallow!
Yeah.
So cute.
And then they've got a dinosaur. Burp. Photographs
No, it's
here.
Roaring.
What?
Roaring.
Roaring. Photographs here of the Daleks, of the Doctor and Clara in Egypt in space, and with Cyberman in the background. And then a spinning TARDIS, and them all running to the main console.
Even the Dalek.
The Doctor Who, the animated adventures of Doctor Who. Reminds me a bit of
Look it up.
Mr. Bean. The animation in that.
Yeah, it does.
Now, do we want that TV series?
Yes!
Maybe when you grow up, you'll be artists or writers for Doctor Who. Maybe. You never know.
They could do a big marshmallow thing. They could make like tiny wee marshmallows of a scale.
That will be
I,
copying the adipose.
yes.
They could have a marshmallow as a sidekick.
Are you hungry for marshmallows at the moment? Okay,
Can
I
I have
thought
a
so.
marshmallow after this?
No,
Aw, can I?
no.
Aw.
Right, so this has been Marksmess Podcast, brought to you by the letter
Do!
of geekery. All characters are property of their owners and not us. That would be
Sadly.
the BBC with Doctor Who.
Wait, what does that mean?
Sadly.
That means that we're not making any money out of this,
does that
and
mean?
they can't sue us for talking about their stuff.
So they can't what us?
Sue us, get money off us. We've got no money.
We got no money.
Well, you two have got more money than me. Maybe you have a favourite geek thing that begins with D, or maybe you've got a top 5 Doctor Who geek thing. Maybe you've got your own favourite companion, your own favourite monster, your own favourite 11th Doctor
Your
moment.
favourite cute thing?
Favourite cute thing. We should have done that.
Or your
Top 5
favourite-
cute things of
Your
Doctor Who.
favourite type of marshmallow.
Favourite type of marshmallow? Like big ones, small ones, and medium ones?
You can get
Top hats?
Give
them the recipe for
marshmallows.
top hats.
You get a marshmallow. Wait, you put chocolate in a bun case.
Melted chocolate.
Melted chocolate in a bun case at the bottom. Stick a marshmallow on and put a wee dab of melted chocolate on top, and then put a wee sweetie or something on.
Yep, that is a top hat. That is a very much a Northern Irish bun.
English.
What?
Irish.
Anyway, but do drop us a line with recipes and suggestions for the letters that we do. Next letter will be E, our email. Our email is
mymarksmess at gmail.com.
on Twitter at
Marksmess Podcast without the T.
on our webpage,
marksmesspodcast.blogspot.com.
on Facebook. Give us a like on.
Marksmess Podcast.
And thanks to Josh Woodward of joshwoodward.com for the title music.
Can I just say? Can
Yes.
I just have an extra?
Extra.
Can I just explain about the tea? Why it's not
You
there?
go for it.
Well, it went to Spain, then it went to Mexico, and it was meant to come home, but then the plane wouldn't start off, so now it's in Australia.
Okay. Would you like to say goodbye to our listener?
Goodbye to our listener and Polly and Paul.
G'day, mate.
Goodbye, mate.
Are we doing Australia now?
Yeah.
Australian.
I'm the Easter Bunny, and I'm Australian.
And I got boomerangs attached to my belt.
Folks, you can go now. I'm the one who's left with them. You don't have to listen to any more of this. See you again next month for our next episode. Bye!
Bye!
Okay, this is Modern Us now, just a couple of days before we release this. We have been to the Doctor Who experience a couple of weeks ago when we were on our holidays. And there are 3 parts to it. There's kind of a show part, an exhibition part, and the shop. Now, we can't really talk about the show that much because it would spoil it, but was it enjoyable?
And the person who done it said we weren't allowed to talk about it, so goodbye. Well, not goodbye, but...
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Good.
But it was quite good. I'd describe it as a cross between a Doctor Who adventure and Jungle Run. And you went into different worlds and great props set up. I thought it was really good. Mm-hmm. Did you get scared at any point, Catherine?
No.
You did.
No.
You
did.
There were monsters you hid behind me.
I didn't.
Did.
You did.
I did not.
I didn't.
You did.
I didn't. I wasn't scared.
You were.
I wasn't scared.
You were.
I wasn't scared.
You were.
There were no sofas to hide behind. Anyway, on to the exhibition centre itself, where there were lots of props from the original shows. You went in and you saw some of the TARDISes. I don't know, what do you call a group of TARDISes?
Tortoises.
Tortoises.
Yes.
There was a very
Tortoises.
battered one. I think it was from the 12th one that's acting now, but the other 12th one, if you get what I mean.
The War Doctor?
Yes.
The War Doctor, it could be.
Yeah.
The first one.
And
the 0th one.
there were different consoles. I got excited when I saw
What's the console?
the control
Like
room.
a DS.
The control room TARDIS. I got excited about the 5th Doctor's one. Because that's my Doctor. That is that one. We saw it from above
Wait,
as well.
your
That was good. What was your favourite thing that you saw in that bit? Because you went upstairs then and there were all the costumes from different monsters and different doctors, different companions.
Yeah, all the props.
And all the props.
Yes, and all the Daleks.
Yeah. And there's
Davros.
And there's a bit of recording that we took in that part of it that we'll put at the very end of the episode. So, guess, Catherine?
I like the bit where you got to go inside the Dalek and maneuver its thingy.
There's a bit where you could go inside the Dalek and move the sucker and the laser thing. Right.
And there was the Dalek. I think it was supposed to be Clara all strapped up.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, that one.
And I liked the Doctor's costumes because some of them were their original costumes.
But we didn't get to touch them.
Weren't allowed to touch them because there was a
But
very
blind
nice...
people are.
Pardon?
But blind people are.
That's because they can't see.
I know, but they get to touch it. They basically get to touch the person.
So,
And we found out that Amy from...
Oh yeah, can I tell this bit?
Amy, the 11th Doctor's companion, her cousin plays the
Little
tiny Amy.
Not
the
tiny.
little
Not-
Amy.
The Amy Jr.
Amy Jr. Yeah.
Junior.
Right.
You could see the keys of the TARDIS. So
Yeah,
you could...
and you saw... I think we've got a bit of
Yes.
recording of us looking at the case with the keys and the sonic screwdrivers and stuff.
And the suits.
And the suits.
Although there wasn't the sonic sunglasses.
But
But
they
there
were
was-
just sunglasses.
But there was half of them.
Can I just say something?
Oh, yes, that's right. There was a broken pair, yeah.
There was a suit that really suited you.
Yes, that is in the recordings at the very end. We'll leave it for them to discover at the very
And there
end.
was, what do you call that? I can't remember.
That was the Doctor's will.
Yeah, there was that in it.
Anyway.
And there's lots of props from the episode. It's with the 12th Doctor where he was in the castle and the rooms kept on moving around.
Oh, yeah.
And he kept on repeating the same thing over and over again. And the picture of Clara.
There was the mummy from the train thingy.
That's right. Now, I take it from the way you were excitedly talking about the different things, you enjoyed that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favourite was the TARDIS all painted with flowers as a dedication to Clara Oswald when she was killed by the Black Raven.
Yeah, one of the many times that she died. But the last time she died before she was resurrected again. What was your favourite bit up there?
I like the K9.
K9. I like K9 as well. Being close to K9, but we couldn't touch him. Anyway, that brings us to the last one, the shop. Now, I went into the shop. Now, we were at the Harry Potter thing outside London a couple of years ago, and their shop was fantastic. They had anything you could have. But this shop didn't. It was quite limited.
In
Yeah.
Harry Potter thing, then they had teddies and it was an owl. There were owls that you could spin their head around. I called mine Stephen the Great.
But the Doctor Who shop didn't have any teddies, which I thought was a bit of a...
But there was the pop toys. They're not toys, collectibles.
Yes, a lot of the people listening to this will have loads of them. I'm not a big fan of them myself, but I don't mind you girls or anybody else out there having them. Charlotte, which one did you get?
I got a Dalek.
You got the golden Dalek. And what did you get, Catherine?
I got a canine and it looks like he's a wee puppy.
Yes, a wee puppy canine. Oh,
I called mine Dumbo the Dalek.
It was my idea to call him
Because
that.
he's very clumsy.
Mine's called Canine.
there was a few t-shirts, quite a few t-shirts, but they were quite expensive. It wasn't cheap.
It was two t-shirts for £30.
There were scarves.
I got a bargain. I got the 4/5 Doctor's sonic screwdriver.
Is that the one from your childhood?
One from my childhood.
So you were excited?
Yes, I was quite excited. I got it cheap. It was reduced. I got like a third price.
Because nobody buys them. They always buy the modern ones or the First Doctor ones.
Or buy cheap sunglasses.
What did the first Doctors look like? Or did he have one?
First Doctor didn't have one. The second Doctor
Had a stick.
No, it wasn't a stick. It was like a few inches long and a light at the end. It was almost like a wee torch.
What about the Third Doctor?
Third Doctor was a bit more like this one. I thought the shop was overpriced, and if you're a real collector, there was a guy who spent a couple of £100 who was in front of us.
£100 and 9 pence.
£100 and 9 pence, and his wife just went, well, that's what he likes. That's okay. That's no problem. But I think we got badges for 50p.
Yeah, we got companion badges because I'm not an official companion.
And I'm
So
a
am I.
canine.
And
Companion.
your mother got a Doctor Who pencil that says she's an official companion.
I got a Doctor Who pencil, so I did.
I got a canine.
Okay,
You're
I got
the
the
only
canine.
unofficial.
Okay, was it worth going to the Doctor Who experience?
Yes, to get canine.
Yeah, it was great because I got pictures beside things, and
But I preferred the Harry Potter world.
I thought Harry Potter World, but it was also twice as expensive.
I don't care.
I know. If we go back to London, we'll go to the Harry Potter place again.
Yeah, so then I can get another Stephen. Stephen Jr.
Catherine's got a problem. She's got
Too many teddies.
too many teddies.
Anybody listening loves teddies? Call us and you'll get Catherine's teddies for free.
They're mine.
Shall we say goodbye again in this podcast?
Goodbye again.
It is a Monday morning walking towards the Doctor Who experience in Cardiff. Charlotte, how do you feel?
Tired.
Okay, I'm excited. See the building, the dome building, not domed, curved building, curved roof building. I'm blethering. I know, because I'm excited. But we'll get there. Okay, inside the Doctor Who Exhibition Centre, we're looking at the Cybermen heads, from the very first one with the torch on his head.
Oh, and
Catherine wants me.
That looks like a monkey.
That is a monkey, that's a cyber shield. And look at that, that's a cross between Iron Man and a Cyberman. Brilliant. See, I remember the Cybermen when they were tinfoily like that. From that to that, yeah. That's a cyber shade. That was from the next Doctor.
oh yeah, that's where they made humans into what do you call them?
Yeah. Okay, Catherine's just brought me over for something gruesome. What is it?
The mummy.
The mummy from?
The train.
Yes. And that is disastrous. What else do we see? What's...
Oh, it's not in the same place as the other one.
Because he's half mechanical? I don't know. Wow. Yep, go for it.
On all snake animals, then there was something called Yet, and it looked a bit like that.
Yeah, Yeti's a mythical beast. What do you think about the big silver machine?
Looks like a big, massive toy.
It does. The K1, the giant robot. Wahaha. I don't know. Let's go around this way and look at the Doctor's outfits. One Doctor at a time. Okay. Oh, look! Who's this? Charlotte?
14, I think. This is 14.
Sarah Jane's.
Sarah Jane.
Okay, Ace. Ace was good.
I don't know.
Captain Jack. Yep.
There's 14.
Probably different outfits. Okay. First Doctor. Right. Second Doctor was more like a clown. Third Doctor,
It's like a wizard.
like a wizard, maybe, yeah. Fourth Doctor.
It's a long scarf.
There's an interesting story about the long scarf. Do you want to hear why it was a long scarf?
Why?
Because the woman who was made the prop of the scarf, she was given all this wool and said, make a scarf for the Doctor. But she thought she had to use all the wool. So that's why it ended up really long. Okay, this is my Doctor. This is the fourth Doctor.
Your doctor?
Fifth Doctor. This is what I grew up with, knowing the Fifth Doctor.
It's parsley or something.
It's celery. Why it's a celery, I'm still not entirely sure. But it's like a cricket outfit.
The wee buttons are teddy bears.
I never knew that of the Sixth Doctor.
It's a wee cat thing.
Yep, cat badge. I knew that. But how many colours are on it?
1, 2, 3. 50 million.
50 million colours.
It looks like a clown's thing.
It does a bit. Then we have to go over here. Yeah.
In that, he's wearing a different coloured scarf.
A different coloured cravat. You've got a point there. Right, come on over to this one. Over here. No. Do them in order. This is the Seventh Doctor. What do you think of the jumper?
It's knitted.
It's also question marks.
Uh-huh.
So, and a replica of... Oh, some of these are original outfits. Oh, here's your favourite one over here.
Oh, it's the one that he wore.
It's the original one he wore.
I want to touch it. I'm not allowed to.
I don't think you are.
But is that the one that he actually wore?
Yeah, it says down here, original.
Ooh. That's how I just said that we're not allowed to touch it. And you said, I don't think we are.
I don't think we are, but I'll distract the guard. You put it in your bag, okay?
Look at that.
Okay, we'll go and look at that. Sorry, do that again. Which outfit do you think would suit me the most?
That one.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Not number... The new one there.
No.
Not even the War Doctor.
No.
Basically the clown's outfit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Catherine.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're at the sonic screwdrivers now.
What is this miss? Oh, no, it's not.
It's a sonic cane.
There's no sonic glasses.
Say that again.
No sonic glasses.
There's no sonic glasses. TARDIS keys.
Well, that's original.
Oh. Wow.
All of them are. Sorry. That one's a replica. Only one of them's a replica.
Okay.